at sea, trying to find my way home. Been dead, I'm lost, don't wanna be found. I'm lost, so let me go now. A hurricane hits you, destroying dreams, breaking apart my life at the same. I'm lost, don't wanna be found. I'm lost, so let me go now.
Hey folks, today we are going to look at the journey of production of a song from a scratchy little demo made on an iPhone all the way through to the full production. And so what I'd like to do is document all the steps that I'm taking and kind of show you some of the aspects of how the song changes over the time that we're working with it. I can't show you every single conversation, obviously, because that's a lot of work in terms of video editing, but you'll see this over the next few weeks. I'm going to show you what instruments have been added and little bits and pieces that have been done. In about a month's time, I'm hoping to have this completely finished so that we can show this journey. What you just heard on the intro there was Lost Not Found, and it's another Nicky Rogalsky song. So she's set up at home, she's got an iPhone or a laptop or something, and she's recorded herself playing a real piano, I believe. She's not a piano player, but she knows how to string a few chords together and she can obviously sing. So she has an idea for a song and she's coming to me as a producer and a mixer, and I'm going to look at what she's got. I'm going to figure out what it is that is really working with the ideas that she has, consider how we can get it from the demo to the full-blown production. And so Nikki's given me some song references, and you can check these out yourself. For those references, I'll just throw them in the description for the video and you can check them out. And this is the style that she would like to have for this track. We'll see where this takes us over the next few weeks. We've just finished her EP, which you can check out. She's streaming it on Soundcloud. And she's got some really good ideas there, and she's got a lot of tracks in the future, so I hope to bring you more of that. On to this current song, which is Lost Not Found. First thing that struck me was that obviously this is the basic idea. This is what I first heard.
Only miss me now, 'cause I'm no longer
if you just skip through the song,
the same. I'm lost, don't wanna be found. Oh, so damn proud. My life at the same. I forgot all about me.
There's a lot of tempo shifts in there, and so my first instinct was to bring it into Pro Tools. So I've time stretched and warped it, and just using the crappy Avid Pro Tools one, and it's good enough, it does the job. So where it's at in this version, which is just me playing around,
floating away like a boat at sea, trying to find my way home. Been dead, I'm lost, don't wanna be found.
So it's a little bit tighter on the tempo, and the whole warping thing, I do that because I can turn off our conductor here and just play around with the tempo. Obviously that's too slow because it's showing red, but how fast can we make the song before it starts to sound weird?
Floating away like a boat at sea, trying to find my way home. Been dead, I'm lost, don't wanna be found.
To look at the song length, this is the demo. It's singing pretty much all the way through, and I would like to get a bit more breathing space, maybe a few instrumental moments in there. And we're sitting at the 4-minute mark. Actually, I'll drag that back. So yeah, 3 minutes 45, and that's just mostly singing and piano. There's not a lot of breaks in there apart from here.
I'll disappear, floating away like a boat.
I would probably speed up the tempo and or maybe make it a variable tempo just to suit the dynamic of the song. From there, having that faster tempo offers obviously the ability to just say, all right, we're going to chop a certain section of the song and move it forward in the timeline, and we're going to stick an instrumental in there. We're going to stick a rap in there, whatever it is that we need to do to make the song work. There's just some ideas. So if I wanted to hear it in a different key, I could take it up more.
Trying to find my way on midday, floating away like a boat at sea, trying to find my way home midday. Floating away like a boat at sea, to my way midday. Floating away like a boat at sea, Trying to find my way home in day. Floating away like a boat at sea. Trying to find my way home.
You could find that there's a better key option for it. It might allow her to extend her range a bit later in the song. But I think for the most part, like she's in the right range for her voice. These are the considerations that I'm thinking of at this point, this very early part of the production. And next week, I will probably start populating it with some MIDI instruments. So I might be adding some piano. And because it's all in MIDI, which is awesome, I can just use the tempo map, and whatever tempo I need to stretch it to, everything else will change. And that's great for working in this early production stage. If we decide that we're going to put real instruments down, we'll have a very good idea of where that's going to go. So that's it for this week. As far as questions, let's have a look at questions. I hope I'm not butchering this name, but Bjorn Schultz has a question from 1 week ago, which was not answered in the previous video. I just want to follow that up for Bjorn. I have a musical issue to be discussed as topic for next week's video. When you compose using virtual instruments, most of your tracks are usually stereo. When you're mixing most of the tracks that are already stereo, it usually ends up in a big mono sound. What is your approach for mixing when most of the tracks are delivered in stereo? Does it make sense to analyze the tracks and convert some of them to mono? In the case that there is not much stereo information included. Thanks in advance. Great YouTube channel. Best regards, Bjorn. Really good question. And this is something that I do typically is if I get a lot of stems and they're stereo, I will just delete the side that I don't like. It's really that simple. I find that a lot of stereo tracks just build up. It's not a great sound. In some cases, in rare cases, if I can't decide which side I like, I might just pan them both to one side, or just send that to a mono aux and just use the mono aux to pan it wherever I want it. What Bjorn's talking about there is something I learned the hard way, is getting all these stereo tracks and thinking, it sounds great, but you don't get a lot of width if everything is wide. You need that perception of having some things in mono. Oftentimes it's actually better to have a stereo element, get rid of one side, the side that you like, you pan it to one side, say a guitar that's set up on the left, and sending it to a reverb that's on the far right. That will fit into a track a lot better than just having a stereo guitar that's super wide and takes up a whole bunch of space. You really got to consider what you put on the sides, how much stereo information and what is stereo. Alrighty, so as ever, if you've got any more questions, keep them coming and I'll endeavour to answer them at the end of all my videos. I'm really looking forward to where we can take this song and really milking the arrangement and getting the most out of it and be able to bring that to you as well. So be sure to stay with it over the next few weeks and hopefully I'll be able to show you some really cool stuff. Until next time, happy mixing.